Anchors up, sails at full. Welcome to the Sloopcast. How are you doing today, Kyle?
Doing all right, Jared. Doing all right. How are you doing today?
You know, Kyle, I am not going to complain. I want to get right into this because a few weeks ago, I guess, we did an episode. That's the word I was looking for. We did an episode where we ranked a bunch of Ohio State and others. We did a bunch of Ohio State ones, but we didn't stop there. We went and ranked a bunch of college football uniforms. That was fun. That was fun. We enjoyed that. We got a lot of engagement off of that. So screw it. Let's do it again, but slightly different. So I present to everybody, as we will waste zero time, the logo tier list. I do not necessarily plan on going through all of these. We might do a lightning round of fine but boring, because there's a lot of just like letters. So we might do a lightning round of fine but boring. But for the most part, again, I don't feel like going through all of these. Everyone in the chat, feel free to pop new logos that you think we do not have in the chat, and we will also rank those if I feel like it.
For those listening, you might have heard us talking about this. How long ago was it? We talked about this. I want to say it wasn't that terribly long ago. We were talking about, or maybe that was in the Sloopcats.
It may have been. I can't remember. I think that was a Patreon episode.
Okay, yeah. We did talk about this in the Sloopcats only episode here. Talk about how many logos there really are that wear the quote sailor hat.
I have found, and I wasn't able to found a couple different theories why so many college athletic departments used to have sailor hat logos. Couldn't find any like solid leads on that. I found and when I went looking for answers on that, because I did go looking for answers on that, I found several different stories. So I think all the stories are probably bad then. So I think we just the one I found that at least made some sense was there was a point in time, and I didn't write down the guy's name, so I don't remember. He's dead anyway. He doesn't care. There was a point in time in which one man in California was responsible for about 90% of the athletic department logos in the country.
Yep.
That might help explain it.
Yeah, we went over that. I forget which school started it, but it was out in California. Either way. Let's go through these. We have a lot here, Jared, to go through.
And I want to go through. Can we start with?
Austin,
okay, let's do it. Austin
start with the two you think are best.
Oh, Austin,
dang,
good work. I like that. I like that a lot. One apiece. Okay. I'll go. I absolutely adore. I taken all loyalty off the table. Maybe my absolute favorite logo of anything ever, period, is the Washington State Cougars.
Okay.
It is simply the best. It's a
whatever you say, Jared, they're going to hate.
It's a clean logo. It's a single color logo, although sometimes they have a gray, or they most of the time have some sort of background behind it. It's both a cougar and it's the initials of the university, both of which read incredibly well. It's a clean logo. That logo is recognizable. If it's tiny or if it's enormous, I think it's just one of the best, cleanest logos of anything I've ever seen ever.
Yeah, that's definitely a good one, Jared. I have a hard time have a hard time picking like my best one. Way to put me on the spot here, Austin. Oh, one of my favorites here. I really like the 90s Ohio State logo, though.
Wait a minute. Are you talking about this one?
Yeah. But I don't know if that's my favorite, though.
God, we're going to have an argument about that later.
Well, that's not going too much lower than S, in my opinion.
Oh, my God, we're going to have an argument about that later.
This might be unpopular. Let's see. So I would say probably my favorite of the list that we have here, Jared.
Well, if it's not on the list, I'll go get it. Because if it's your favorite and I didn't get it, that's a failure on my part, honestly.
Yeah. I don't know. I
gonna need an answer.
I know. I'm struggling here, so I'm probably going to pick.
Do it.
I don't know. The Sparty one is a very classic one.
Are we picking it? You're picking it because I'm tired of waiting.
Okay.
And by the way, I agree. I think this is a perfect logo. There are a lot of different, Trojans, Spartans, sort of Bronze Age, warrior logos out there. And I think Michigan State's is the best. Most of them USC. Trojans.
Pull up the one with USC there right next to it, Jared. Yep, that one there.
I actually kind of like
this
one.
Put that one up right next to it.
This is one of USC's alternate logos. This was never at any point their main logo, but I think it's clean. I like it a lot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's not bad. I mean, I definitely like it better than most of their logos, though. But the Sparty one is definitely a lot cleaner.
Yeah, I do like this a lot. Is it S tier? This is a alternate Sparty logo, or excuse me, an alternate USC Trojan
I'd probably
logo.
keep it an S tier for now. Let's keep it.
I like it more than their SC.
Yes, I agree.
Speaking of which, can I find it real quick in this mess? Here
it is.
The Trojan SC. How do you feel?
Needs updated.
I'm going to say fine, but boring personally. Chat, you want to break the tie on that one?
I'm fine with that too. I'm fine with that. I was kind of torn between B and C. If you say C, we'll put it in C.
The only reason we'd put it above, in my opinion, the only reason we put it above C is just because it's USC. And but we're ranking these based off of logos.
Right.
Austin said that I like the EW logo. Eastern Washington. I assume he must mean I think this is.
Yeah, look at that.
Oh, yeah. This is perfection in my opinion. This is perfection.
Getting to use the abbreviations in the logo there, and it's not just just the letters, and that's it.
And it's really hard to make something unique out of a bird when there's so many damn bird logos. So they were able to make something unique. It's clean. It's classic. I think it's S tier.
Mm-hmm. So speaking of bird ones though, so that one, yeah, I agree. I think that one is very,
bird
very
with
good.
EWU sailor hat.
But then you have one for like Kansas where it's just a bird with KU in it though. I don't think that's a good way to. I mean, it's fine. It's not a.
This one needs an update, in my opinion.
It needs updated. It's fine, but it definitely needs updated. Yeah, it's a bird in a sweater.
Now, but since we're talking about Kansas, there is a classic Kansas. I use classic loosely here. This is an actual Kansas logo
That a third grader made?
Don't know what to tell you. I personally want to put this in D tier. At least you tried.
Yes, there you go. Yes, at least you tried. Yes, Gangland. I was actually, I'm sorry, Austin. I was actually torn. I almost had them as my favorite one, but the Green Wave, Jared.
Yeah,
how about the green?
I have
left down.
Yep,
there you go.
This is amazing, in my opinion. it feels so old yet doesn't feel cheesy. I want to put it in A tier, and here's why. I think it's near perfection, but it fails in one thing. If he lifts the megaphone up to his mouth, Tulane is upside down. Whoever made this had a lack of spatial awareness.
He does have a point there.
The Tulane should be upside down.
Or hear me out, Jared. Hear me out. Instead of like him just turning it, he just turns it sideways, and it still says Tulane.
You just turn it. No, look, it's upside down like this, and then if you pull it up, you're turning it.
Okay, don't do it that way, Jared. Don't turn it up like this. He has it like this. Just take it in. Just turn it, and the microphone or the open.
That's making your voice more quiet.
The closed end is towards you. Then it works.
No, it doesn't.
Either way, we're moving on, Jared. Moving on.
Okay.
Lots of like fine and boring ones. So any ones that you see.
You want to do a fine but boring lightning round?
All right. I'm just going to start from the top here, like TCU, Alabama.
TCU, fine but boring.
Alabama, fine but boring. Nebraska.
Alabama, fine but boring. Nebraska fine but boring.
Syracuse, Mississippi State, all of those there. There were just way too many there, Jared.
Arizona. I'm gonna throw Arizona State in there too, just because you intertwine the letters doesn't make it any better. UCF, I think, has a decent alternative logo, but that's not what that is. Wake Forest, Virginia Tech, Appy State. There's just a lot of these that are just, they just exist. They simply exist.
You can put in Georgia in there as
Jared DMs on my phone. What are you talking about? Rutgers mention. Yeah, Rutgers. I don't know if I said anything about Rutgers yet, but they definitely deserve to be in there.
Wisconsin there. There's
Colorado. I don't know. It's kind of a generic looking buffalo shape with a CU in it.
The O, Oregon, Kentucky that you have on the right side there. Those two.
No. We need to talk about Kentucky. Check the DM on your phone. No, don't LMAO me. When you said that, you did not DM me yet. At least I didn't get the notif yet. You saw me pick up my phone and look.
In the middle there, Jared, like Tennessee, Nebraska, and Purdue, and Baylor, and Auburn, and Illinois, and Oklahoma State, all those
you spelled it the same way as I did, Austin.
Are all fine and boring.
Yeah, everything's. We'll keep adding. We'll keep adding to that as we go. I'm gonna add Notre Dame into that. Some people might find that controversial because they're Notre Dame and iconography and all that. I don't care. No, I checked the actual app on my computer as well.
All right.
Let's see.
Yeah.
I want to talk about Kentucky real quick. I discovered this when researching researching jerseys the other week. I'm going to go ahead and do a side by side here. we needed to talk about Houston and Kentucky having the same damn logo. I mean, obviously one's an H and one's a K, but that's the same damn logo.
Same font, just that middle.
Like, here's the thing. They squeezed the Kentucky one a bit. Watch this. This is the Kentucky as it's supposed to look. I'm a stretch it out. It's the same damn logo. Now, you might be asking who had it first. It was Houston. So Houston, fine, but it's still just 2 letters. You're still getting fine but boring, but Kentucky stole their shit.
Total rebrand. Come up with something original, Kentucky. Mm-hmm.
Crazier if they got it in the same year. They didn't. Kyle, can we talk about these Tigers?
No, please, no.
We're talking about these Tigers. It's happening.
All of the SEC schools.
And Princeton and Occidental and Missouri wasn't an SEC school at the time.
That's the school. That's the one that I think is the originated. The one that you just said.
Occidental is the name of the university, gangland. These are the exact same logos, and all 5 of these programs had them at the same time. It is the same damn logo. That's how are you going to up and steal someone else's logo and have all the same damn logos? And by the way, the fucking sailor hats. Missouri's in the middle of the state. LSU's in the middle or the country. I don't know where Occidental is. Princeton, Auburn. Why are you guys wearing sailor hats? Listen, let's talk about the sailor hats. I want to talk about the sailor hats. There are 2 acceptable sailor hats, in my opinion. Miami. I mean, we are talking about a coastal bird in a coastal city. I'm giving them a pass.
Mm-hmm.
And we have the classic Oregon logo. It's Donald Duck. He's a duck. Oregon is at least a coastal state. I will give these 2 teams passes on the sailor hats. And I also really like both of these logos. Neither of these teams use these logos anymore, which is a damn shame. Where would you rank these logos, Kyle?
I think the Miami one probably be a B tier. I would say B.
I disagree. I think it's an A tier. I think it's classic cool. I think it's a classic cool retro. What does chat say? A or B for Ibis, I believe is his name. That's an A, Austin says.
All right.
Donald Duck.
Not an A, because you pretty much took Donald Duck, made him wear green, and have him going through a green O. I wouldn't say it's an O.
I was ready to put him in A2, but I think Kyle talked me out of it. I think that was a good. And Donald should have been wearing green the whole time, so it's a good retcon. Based on what? Where do you want to go? More sailor hats. We're doing sailor hats. Did you know that Alabama once had a sailor hat logo?
Yeah, that can go to the M tier there.
Close the athletic department. Yeah, it's not good. It's not good. You don't hate that one, actually, Austin says. I disagree.
I do.
That's terrible. It looks like a carnival elephant. They were shooting for carnival elephant. I don't think that's where they landed. That's what they were trying for. That is what hold on. This is what happens if you ask a second grader who's never seen the Dumbo movie to draw Dumbo. This is what you get. Third grader maybe.
Yeah. All right. We got, I think about 4 more. I think there's 4 more of them here, Jared.
Sailors?
Maybe 5.
I think more. Check out this Virginia Tech classic. I have many comments on this. None of them are acceptable for me to say on YouTube.
Yeah, this one's not.
This is the VPI turkey. This is I have nothing YouTube friendly to say about that one. I'm putting that in M tier.
All right. The other ones here, there's that was actually not terrible. The Oregon State one is not terrible. That one I don't think should go into the M tier.
I would agree with you if it didn't look like a racist caricature of a Japanese person circa World War II. This looks like Dr. Seuss in his anti-Japan propaganda era drew this.
Yeah, I'd probably put it.
No, this is racist. I can't let this exist outside of M. I can't. Politics? No, that's not politics. Those are just facts. No, that's right. Going in M. They would get a sailor hat pass because a beaver is at least an aquatic animal and it's a coastal state, but that's just straight up like.
Okay, the other ones here, Jared. There's
the second eyeball Michigan... or his nose. That's a nose. That's a nose. Oh God, but I'll be damned if that's not a good question.
Can't unsee it. Michigan one is bad. That goes in the M tier as well. UNC is an interesting one.
Kyle,
I
actually don't hate this.
I do.
I wanted to put it at least an E. Guys, what do you say?
You're not letting me put Oregon State there. I'm not letting you put it above M.
All right, Kyle. I pulled a Trump. Kyle pulls a Trump in return. Okay.
There's the UNC that you have down at the bottom, right? I don't hate that one.
From an artistic standpoint, I don't hate it.
Sailor hat though.
From an artistic standpoint, I don't dislike this. Actually, kind of like it. We do need to dock it at least a letter for an inappropriate use of a sailor hat, but I don't hate this.
So maybe put that in D tier then.
I kind of want to put this in B tier. I like this logo.
Ooh. Yeah.
I like this logo.
Yeah, sailor hat. Oh, look at that. They're all agreeing, Jared.
Not with
They're
me.
They're all agreeing to put it in D.
All right. I think this is an A, but I'm docking it to B because of the inappropriate use of a sailor hat. But everyone's shouting me down in the chat, so okay. I guess I'll keep going.
There's 2 more. Looks like you got 2 more here. There's one on the far right there, the green one. Oh yeah, NC State. This I don't know why.
So this is
actually wearing a sailor hat, but it works.
This is a modern. They had an old logo that looked like this. They modernized it, and this is now the standard primary NC State athletics logo. I think it's fantastic. I do need the docket for the sailor hat. I still think it's an A tier. I think it's a great logo.
I think based on your your rankings here, ratings, it needs updated. Remove the sailor hat somehow.
That's a tweak. So that's a tweak though, right? It's more of a tweak. It
needs updated.
Okay.
Yeah, it's more than a tweak, Jared. It needs updated.
All right, that's fair.
All right. And then you have a Baylor one. That one can go down to M tier. I don't care for that one.
Nope. That is actually a Bruin.
It's just another. Yeah, I don't. Oh, that was UCLA. Sorry. Yeah, I don't care about that one.
He's wearing a bow tie and a sailor's hat. That can't stand. That can't stand.
What about the one I put in the chat there, Jared?
Okay, moving it from the chat, we have yet another sailor hat. Wisconsin They're on the lake at least. I don't know. It's bad. That's real bad.
There's a sailor hat that you don't even have on here, Jared.
I'm sure there are. I couldn't fit all the sailor hats. Okay, I don't hate this one actually.
We're talking about the Texas one here.
I don't. Yeah, no, we now have Texas. The other one, by the way, I'm sorry, was a Wisconsin sailor hat logo, which is hot garbo. I don't mind this Texas sailor hat logo. All sailor hats with non-aquatic animals are dumb. We agree. This will have to be docked. This has to be doxed. A letter point for an inappropriate use of a sailor's hat. Those are the rules. But I still think it's a good logo.
Yeah, I agree. I think maybe put that with either B or C there.
I'm thinking B. It's not boring. Needs some updates, which is to get rid of the sailor hat. This is a solid logo minus the sailor hat. And by the way, the sailor hat's already falling off. Just go erase it. That's a iconic logo otherwise. But if we're talking,
I think that's all of the sailor hat ones here. So let's move away from the sailor hats here, Jared, and talk about some other logos here.
Can I get an exception to include my favorite high school mascot? We'll look at it, but we won't rank it. How about that? All right, we were just talking about Texas. This is perfection, in my opinion. Instantly recognizable. Works small, works big. Single color. They get away with a single color with a silhouette. This is perfection, in my opinion.
Yeah, it is definitely S tier. It is.
Classic Texas Longhorn. I don't know if we're including talking about colors or not too. But goddamn, that Texas burnt orange is a pretty color.
Yeah, you hear that, Tennessee and Clemson? This is the best orange here.
We're gonna take a quick look at this thing. Duncan just popped into the notes. Poco High School.
Okay.
Home. Maybe home of the dots. Oh, well, yeah. Okay, I guess it would be Poco, huh? At least you tried, but I'm not ranking it.
At least you tried. All right. Moving a little. Let's see if we can do some rapid ones here, Jared.
Cal
is just a boring. Oklahoma is boring. Washington is boring.
Yeah, Oklahoma, you don't get points just because you're good. It's still just a boring ass logo.
Mm-hmm. Georgia, same way. Michigan or
no.
Mississippi State.
I want to talk about Georgia.
You're right.
We set precedent in here that stealing logos is bad.
Yeah.
This is a straight up theft of the Green Bay Packers logo.
Yep, and that should go right to E. Right to the E. Need a total rebrand.
I agree.
And you got so many other great ones out there too. Like Georgia has some really good alternate logos that should be their permanent ones.
They've had some pretty good ones. I don't know if I've ever seen any of the ones where I'm like, yes, that one. And by the way, if you disagree with me, Kyle, or literally anyone in the chat, pop the logo in. We'll rank it. All right. Since we're talking about disastrous logos, may I introduce everyone? Okay. I do like that one a lot. We'll get there. May I introduce to everybody Clemson's logo from, I believe, at some point in the 60s.
God, that one just needs to be just burnt. Like throw that in the dumpster and just light that dumpster on fire.
It's for anyone like just listening. The tiger's just sort of lounging inside of a sea. Like that tiger's high. I'll say it. that
he just has a big old smirk on its face.
That tiger is high as fuck. All right.
Yeah, it looks like the Pink Panther, and it's not even.
It actually, yeah. No, actually, it does sort of look like the Pink Panther model.
It's not even orange.
It's trying to be orange. We have here a bulldog, and you know what, Kyle? You're right. I take it back. The Pink Panther was totally high. I don't disagree. Kyle, you're right. This isn't perfection.
This is solid. This is
it's
solid
very
one. I really like this one from Georgia. I think this is their modern one that they've. No, I don't know when they posted this.
Their current alternate logo is simply the state of Georgia with the G inside the state of Georgia. It's just boring as hell. I think this is an A-tier logo. This alternate, it still has the stolen G. Acknowledged. When you've had a logo that long, even if it's stolen, Spikes, you kind of hold on to it a bit, and like paying a little tiny homage to it is fine. Georgia Bulldog second. Oh, the one with the silhouette of Georgia is also, this one is, okay, they have several secondary logos, and this is one of them.
Mm-hmm. The one next to there, the one with the Georgia hat, I always remember seeing that one. I always remember seeing that one in the 90s. That one is a I feel like that one's kind of like the 90s Ohio State one that you have down there too. It's just nostalgia for me. It's good. I don't like it. It's not S tier. It's not A tier.
It might be a B.
It could be B. I'll be fine putting in C as well. I like it.
I don't think it's boring. I think it's either B or D for me, actually. Most of those are bad. Yeah, I agree. I don't think many of the Georgia logos, looking through all of them, are any good.
Mm-hmm.
But I do like this one. I do like the not the one we were just talking about, but the one previous. Kyle, let's talk about some old. Who uses lowercase letters? Facebook mostly. Let's talk about some.
Who's using a lowercase?
One of the alternate Georgia ones, their basketball logos use lower G's. It's literally the picture you posted in the chat.
Oh, I see up there. Okay.
Kyle says this one gives him nostalgia. I hate the ever-loving hell out of this.
I like it.
I hate this. I hate this. This is so of its time. By the way, Ohio State only used this for a few years. I think this was like 87 to 92 or something like that. Ohio State tried to modernize and then said, we're sorry. And then they moved basically, not exactly, but basically to the logo that Ohio State uses now. And then they've stuck with that one for the most part ever since. There was an update to it. I can hear the printer spitting that one out. This logo had the strips on the side with the dots in it.
Man, it didn't last long.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. It's because it sucked. This is terrible. By the way, green isn't an Ohio State color. It's literally the most prominent logo or color in this logo. I hate this.
I still like it.
Chat, Kyle and I aren't going to agree on this one. What are your thoughts? I would straight up put this in E. And by the way, I'm not wrong because they did do a total rebrand after this. I might compromise and put it in D. That's at least you tried.
It up to you, chat. We're leaving it up to you.
It depends on how much you like. No, it doesn't depend. Nostalgia should not play into this. It should be the quality of the logo. If you look at it and it's just too of that time and say, well, if you liked we're ranking logos, you can be a homer a little bit. Right. I agree. But sometimes when you're being a homer, that includes, you know how if your best friend fucks up, you have to go and tell them they fucked up because they need to hear it from their best friend. That's what this is. This is me loving Ohio State so much that I need to sit them down and have an intervention and say, never again. Hey, you fucked up here. This is our cousin Eddie. That's not the exact analogy I was going for, but yeah, that's my opinion.
All right, go ahead and keep that in D, and let's pull up the other Ohio State one that you have down there too.
I love this logo. We can't go like full perfection with it because of the green and the brown. But I like this logo a lot. I think it needs some updates. I think it needs some color updates. I would put this in A. I don't know if it's A or B tier to like recolor it. Like, is that a minor tweak or is that an update? So this is A or B for me.
Funny thing while I'm waiting to see chat, while we're waiting for chat to chime in here, Ohio State does not have any active, according to their pages here. They do not have any active alternate logos right now.
That's according to sportslogo.net. I think their like active alternate logos are probably like Brutus, which I think the logo site puts that. I could check you can check their actual branding, which I might do.
Oh my goodness, there's a lot of Brutuses.
Yeah. All right, Kyle. I don't know if chat has a definite opinion on this one. I'm fine with A or B.
Yeah, just put that in B then. Put that in B.
So all right, if we're talking, hold on real quick. I have a surprise. This needs updates, right? I present to you an updated version of this logo that I made. What are our thoughts on this? I don't know if we're going to rank it or not because it's not real. I made it.
It's still B tier.
God damn.
You can't really, it's hard to see. It's hard to see the leaves. Too much. Yeah, exactly. What is these spikes? It's too much clashing there.
At least I tried.
At least you tried. Yep. You can.
At least I tried.
Moving on here. Let's find some unique ones in here, Jared.
Hold on. Let's finish out the Ohio State run. This is the modern logo. They have, for the most part, had this since about 92, 93. They did update it a few years back because
10 years ago.
Was it 10 years ago? Where they basically just filled in the letters, which I think was needed. I think it was an excellent, there you go. Kyle puts it in the chat. 2013. I thought this was a needed and welcome update. I can throw both of these up here real quick.
Yeah, there's just too much going on with the outlining the letters there. You just made it solid, bold. I like it. It's a lot better.
I think it moved it from A to S. I really think that filling in those letters was an A+ maneuver.
Yep. Agreed. All right,
okay.
Let's find some other interest.
Yeah. Here's Kyle. I like the Hawaii logo. Thoughts?
It does things differently with the letter here.
Yeah.
But it is just a letter.
Right. But I think that they sort of reached into Hawaiian culture and introduced some iconography.
So I would give it a little bit of an edge to all those others in the C. So I put that in B then. I
think this is at least an A. I know it's just a letter. All right. We'll go with what you said. But I like it.
Some unique ones here, Jared, that I'm looking at here. What about Florida? The gator head there.
There's a lot to like and a lot to dislike about this.
See, Spikes was quick to answer that one.
He's a hardcore Florida hater, though. We have to acknowledge this about Spikes. I was giving Ohio State's logo crap, and if I'm going to do it to Ohio State, I'm going to do it to Florida. For having like a big green element in their logo when green is not one of their colors. That's annoying to me. The mouth seems busy. Phrasing. Yeah. I think if they made the gator white, I think this would be a much better logo. I wonder if I can pull that off super quickly.
Let's not, Jared, because we are running long on time and we do have a bunch more here. So.
Okay. Yeah, that went poorly. We're not doing that live.
So I would say B. I'd say in B tier. Let's get the update. Let's really bring out the colors of the school a little bit more. It's good. I like the logo. Just
an albino gator. Yes, Spikes.
Show off your colors a little bit more.
An albino gator. I agree. Yes. Make the gator an albino, and we'll talk.
What are some unique logo here? Iowa. What about Iowa? That one is towards the top there. That one's one that you show that to people and they would recognize that.
Yeah. It's clean. It's classic. I do think it needs an update.
Right colors.
It's the right colors. I think it needs a bit of an update. I feel like you would go in there, make maybe the lines a little bit sharper, a little bit more defined.
Minor tweaks. I would say minor tweaks.
Yeah. Okay. I think that's fair.
Okay.
Just a quick modernization.
I think one with minor tweaks here and make it some hate here, but I really like their alternate uniforms when we talked about them a few episodes ago. ECU. I really like ECU's logo there.
Do I have where is
it? Left towards next to the Cardinal. Up three, left, down, left. There you go.
Yeah, I do like the ECU logo.
And it's the right colors.
Hey. Imagine if the skeleton were green. I think, and by the way, it's kind of hard to do like a Jolly Roger thing because it's been done to death and have it come across unique. I think they did a decent job of that.
They did. Yeah, I put that in A. It's not perfection.
No.
It's good. It's very, very, very good. Yeah, definitely an A tier. Yes.
All right, Kyle, let's talk a little bit of Bama. Yes, this is a real Alabama logo.
That looks like Auburn's logo on it.
Yeah, it sure does. That looks like the Auburn AU for sure. This is an abomination. Someone was trying to be Dr. Seuss and failed terribly.
Yeah, let's just keep that there and move on to another one here, Jared.
I said Appy State's logo was boring. Well, that's because they moved away from this man. Although, yeah, did they reclassify this as an alternate, or was this always an alternate? I don't remember. Kyle, I believe, is looking it up. Kyle looking it up. But this is a man who I would follow into the mountains. This is not perfection, but damn close. I like this a lot. I think this is an A tier. Davy Jones.
Was their primary logo. This was their primary logo for 3 years in 09 to 12.
And then did they demote it to a secondary logo? Is that what happened?
No, they're secondary right now, Jared.
Oh, is it the old Mountaineer?
Yes.
Okay. We'll get to the old Mountaineer. How do you want to rank this one?
This one's good. It's definitely different compared to a lot of the ones we're seeing in here. So I would say like a B, borderline A.
A then, because it's an A to me. But instead, they've opted for this man.
That looks like Wake Forest. Or let me find Wake Forest.
I don't know what that looks like. That looks like trash is what that looks like. We're throwing that one in the trash, Kyle. Moving on. All right, Kyle, have you ever seen this Clemson logo before?
No, and I don't think anybody should then.
This is a trash heap. I don't even know I lack the words to describe this. You have a completely, what is this font? Why is the font black? And just what the hell happened to this tiger?
Yeah, just get rid of it. Just put that, like, whatever Clemson's trying to do it's just not going for him. It's just
like, I feel like at least you tried is an accurate description here, but I'm not putting it in D tier.
No. So then I guess just to finish up Clemson's current logo, though, you have at the very top there.
Fine but boring.
Yeah, fine but boring.
The paw print is everywhere. How many high schools have a paw print logo?
Now, hold up, Cincinnati's. That one's different. Cincinnati's I agree, is different though.
Real quick, the Deacon here, the Wake Forest Deacon.
It's similar. It's similar to what Appy
It's a
State
top hat, not a sailor hat. No, it's the same basic idea of the Appy State Mountaineer, but way, way better execution. I don't hate this.
This was their alternate logo from 68 to 92.
I'm putting that in B tier. I like it. I'm not even kidding. I like that.
Which one was I just saying?
Cincinnati.
Sorry, it got me distracted here. Cincinnati. Yeah, Cincinnati. Now, better paw print. It's a letter C, but it's just not just the letter, and you kind of like Hawaii in a way. Yeah. I really like Cincinnati's here.
They did something with the letter. Like they combined the letter and the paw print. They used some imagination. And it's the right colors.
Sorry, it is going to go in B. I think it's B. The logo matches their school, their colors, and their mascot.
I think it's an A.
It goes well.
I think it goes well.
It's B, Jared. No, it's B, Jared. It's B. You got one saying don't put it higher than C. And then I say B, you say A, so we got to meet in the middle and put it in B.
Funny how the middle was your answer.
I know, right? All right, lightning round here, Jared, because we are running a little bit longer here, but
Air Force.
Air Force.
Fine but boring,
Sorry, yeah, it's got to go in C.
Come on, you're the Air Force. You have such amazing iconography and history. Go into that well.
Yep.
Go into that well.
Okay.
I want to talk about the Northwestern N. I do not want to put this in fine but boring. You'll never convince me this is not a sideways Z. You'll never convince me this is not a sideways Z. This is a Z, not an N.
Or a 2.
I'll turn it. What's it? Is this a Z or an N? A Z or an N? Camera one?
Do whatever you want with it, Jared. We're spending too much time on Northwestern's logo.
At least you tried.
What are some interesting ones here, Jared?
Kyle, I believe this is North Carolina State. I like this logo.
Nope, that is not North Carolina State. That is
Charlotte.
UNC Charlotte.
Okay.
It's UNC Charlotte.
North Carolina State's the Wolfpack. What was I doing? Yeah. UC Charlotte. I like this logo. I like this logo a lot, actually.
It's different, but it's
He's
nothing
got a
that
pickaxe.
I really like about it.
I like this color. Well, hold on. Maybe I'll explain what I really like about it. You got this color swirl, which is their two neutrals plus their color, which is an orange, or excuse me, a gold color. They come down here in a swirl and they come up into the fist. And then we see basically that same design through the pickaxe. I think this is A+ design. My only issue here, I would say, is the font. I don't care for the font, and I don't care the way they shadow, the way they two-tone the font.
And that's not their current one, though.
I don't know if it's their current one or not, but this is the one from theirs I like.
They went something boring.
That's at least you tried territory there.
Yes.
Jared wants the Air Force logo to be the Enola Gay. I'm cool with that. I would like that more than just like a typical AF. Kyle, I think this is minor tweaks. Anything they need to go back to this, and they need to do some minor tweaks, maybe just clean up the font a little bit. And I think that's a superior logo.
Right.
Hey, Kyle, do you remember when USC used this?
No, I don't. I don't.
No one does. And for good reason. This is trash.
I think one that's unique here that we're kind of skipping here, Jared, is Penn State.
I know Ohio State fans don't want to hear this, but this is a super solid logo.
It is. It really is.
They did themselves some favors by getting rid of that weird, like I was just saying with the Charlotte 49ers there. Penn State did themselves a favor by getting rid of that weird font that used to sit underneath this logo. It looked like a tennis ball font. I hated it. Then they just going straight with the logo. Kyle, I don't know if this is S tier for perfection. I think they could clean it up a tad. Yeah, that's the tennis ball font. Yeah, good job cleaning it up. I still think they could clean up the lines a little bit, but I think it's instantly recognizable. It's two-tone. I think this is an A tier.
Yeah, I agree. All right. What about Miami's normal one? It's
I don't know if this is the correct critique, but I just hate Miami's just like the U. Cool, you're a university, just like all the other 130 some programs in FBS. I don't think it's good color combo. I'm just criticizing the university more than I'm criticizing the logo at this point. But it's their branding. It is their branding, and I don't understand it or like it.
Yeah, I have a hard time ranking it too. It is unique.
Is it?
It's nothing special too. At least it's not just a typical. It's not a typical font. It's not a typical font.
At least they
with all the ones that you see in the C tier.
At least they.
And it's not.
At least they tried.
Okay. All right, fine.
All right, Kyle. This is an old school Cincinnati Bearcat logo.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Look like something that came out of your nightmares.
That's a printing error is what that is.
What about LSU's? What about LSU's there?
So yeah, this is the old LSU logo. They just do a plain LSU now. They got rid of the tiger. But this is still, for the most part, what appears on their helmet. There's too many lines. I prefer their tiger eye logo, which is, I think, their secondary logo that they put on the 50-yard line. This is too busy for me. I think they could use like some big updates.
How about one of their alternate logos as the primary?
Yeah, the tiger eye. That's what I was talking about.
Mm-hmm.
I like the tiger eye. I like the tiger eye a lot more than.
Or if they really want to keep their letters there, because do that one.
I don't like that.
Okay.
They need to learn a lesson from.
It needs updated. So B. Yeah, that can go to B.
I do like the LSU font for what that's worth. I do like the font.
I do too, but it needs updates, and that's why it's in B tier there. All right. Just a few more, Jared, and then we got to wrap it up here.
I want to talk about UC Santa Barbara.
Oh, that one's unique.
Is it good though?
No, it's unique.
I think that's great if you're a software company.
At least you tried.
At least you tried. Okay, I talk about
Georgia Tech.
I talk about
Georgia text that I see there.
Hold on. I talk about iconography. This is some good iconography from the Army. This is perfection.
That's good.
It's near perfection. Really I think you can clean it up a little bit. I think it's an A.
Very good. Very good.
A?
Is that Georgia Tech I see right there? I think that's Georgia Tech. No, it's not.
No. I only had one Georgia Tech, and I already put it over here because it's just a GT.
What's the one that's next to Florida State there? Is that yeah.
Wichita State?
Wichita State, yes.
I love this logo. This is I would clean it up a little bit. I would go in and take out some of the lines. I think it's an A tier.
Yep, A tier. I agree.
By the way, I think this is, if we're talking about just letters, this is not bad execution on just letters. I think they could sharpen it up.
It's like a C plus. It's like the best of the
no, that's all those. Hawaii's the Is it still boring?
It's still C, but it's got to go like probably the best of all the C's there.
Good job, West Virginia. You're the best of all the C's, which ironically is also their admittance process. Okay, Kyle, this is a controversial one. This is one you either love or hate. Arkansas State.
Isn't this one of those that you look at it a different way and it looks like a different icon?
You're thinking of the Bulls logo, which
I know
if you turn the Bull logo upside down, it looks like a robot reading a book. If you don't believe me, look it up. This looks like a
wolf crying.
People do call it the crying wolf.
Mm-hmm.
This is a logo people either love or hate. I think it could be cleaned up a little bit and be perfection. What are your thoughts, Kyle?
Yeah, I think definitely there's definitely a lot of cleaning up it can do there. Maybe something about the lines with it.
Get rid of the tier lines.
Yeah, I think it could be a lot better. And then it would be like really, really good.
Okay. Since we're talking about Arkansas State, here's an old Arkansas State for you. It looks like if the inflatable tube man outside of a car dealership was a logo.
Yeah, that one's terrible. That one's terrible.
They did a total rebrand. Good for them.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, exactly.
All right, Jared. All right, I think that's about all the time we have here, Jared.
Hold on. I love Kansas State's logo. Can we talk about Kansas State super quick? It's clean. It's one color. It tells the story. Thoughts?
Yeah, it's okay.
A? I think it could be better, but only through tweaks.
All right, I'm fine.
Are we good?
Yep, I think we're good. We're good, Jared.
Okay. Just trying to see if there's anything on here I'd be upset if we didn't at least talk about. Just everyone look at that snake. It isn't that funny looking. Talk about iconography. This is the old Navy this is the old Navy logo. Way better than the new Navy logo, which is boring. I'm going to toss that in B tier. Okay. And I think we'll leave it at that.
All right.
A lot of these should will end up in fine but boring. Just running my eyes over this real quick. Fine but boring, fine but boring, fine but boring, fine but boring. Kyle? Youngstown State Penguin?
You can put that in B. You can put that B. It's like the Kansas one.
I disagree, but whatever. All right. Trestle's Penguins. Exactly. Nah, screw you. I'm putting that in A. It's too good. It's too good. All right, we move forward or I'll keep going. Hold on.
Last one, Jared. You don't have to rank it because we don't have it there, but what about...
All right, we're going back. We're going back. This one's Kyle's fault.
What about this one here?
All right, I do have the Bowling Green logo. It's not exactly that logo though. I have to say I do prefer it without the BG next to it.
Mm-hmm.
I'll say this about Bowling Green. They do better with their orange and brown color scheme than the Browns do. And like through their uniforms and everything else too, I think they do a better job with it. This could use a little bit of work, but I think they're on the correct path. I'll put it in B tier. Thoughts?
Yeah, B tier is fine.
Yeah, I like the hawk. Again, I think it's hard. I think it's very hard to do something original with a bird. But I think they did it.
Yep.
Okay.
All right, that's it, Jared. That's all I wanted to say.
All right. Back to this screen. Okay. Kyle, I think that's it. Do you have anything in Kyle's corner since we're running over on time?
I don't want to talk about the Crew because that was a terrible, terrible game to start the season. So we will not talk about the Crew.
Well, Kyle, somebody won for what is us today.
Yeah, basketball team won. The basketball team won, Jared.
How did that happen? How did that happen? Sure.
They got things going.
Sure.
People were actually making buckets.
You know, that always helps. If we're being honest, that always helps.
Yep.
All right. Anything else, Kyle, Ask Kyle?
No, not
Ask Kyle.
Not really.
Kyle's corner.
Not really here. I mean, you're going to see a lot of things from winter workouts here, a lot of hype things and all that. We just is what it is. Enjoy the minor hypes during the winter workouts here, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, enjoy that because what else are you going to do? Watch basketball. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. That's the end of the show. Tonight's ending music will be brought to you by a band out of Cincinnati called MotherFolk. They just released a song a couple weeks ago, or at least they released a new video for a song a couple weeks ago. So I'll be linking that down in the notes. So Kyle, with all that being said, I'd like to encourage everyone to drink local beer, listen to local music, and of course, support your local podcasters. Once again, this is MotherFolk.